Hey there, welcome back to yet another episode in the journey of demystifying the Patents Act. In the last few episodes, we have been talking about how to responsibly enjoy the patent rights while keeping in mind the conditions and obligations associated with the rights. Do you know, while you're enjoying your right, there is a requirement of paying renewal fee every year to keep your patent alive? Renewal fee in India, maintenance charges in US, annuity fee in the EP. Different terms but the same charges. Every year you have to pay certain charges, certain fee to keep your patent alive and enforceable. In this video, we will talk about various timelines associated with paying the fee, the annuity fee for keeping your patent active and enforceable. Let's get started. As a basic rule, the renewal fee becomes payable before the expiration of second year, but you don't have to pay the renewal charges until you have a granted patent in your hand. So how do you determine the deadlines when your patents are getting granted after 3 years, 4 years, 5 years from the date of filing? In such cases, you are provided with 3 months from the date of grant to pay the renewal charges. Now, what renewal charges? All the renewal charges that have become pending or payable from third year onwards. So you pay everything together within 3 months from the date of grant. But there is an option to extend the timeline also. You use Form 4 to extend the timelines by another 6 months. So with this, you may be able to get 9 months to pay the renewal charges which have become payable from third year onwards. This was the case when you were paying the renewal charges for the first time after the grant. What about the subsequent years? So for subsequent years, you pay for the next year before the expiry of this year. So let's say for n plus 1 year, you would be paying before the expiry of nth year. Here also you can seek extension. Fun fact, you don't have to pay renewal charges for patent of addition. Another fun fact, how do you calculate timeline for PCT application? So for PCT application, date of filing is considered from the international filing date. So keep in mind while you calculate for what all years you need to pay for PCT national phase applications. So renewal fee needs to be paid to keep my patent active and enforceable. What if I forget to pay? What happens then? Your patent gets lapsed right there at the deadline. Okay, so is there a way to revive it? Yes, there is definitely a way to revive it. As per section 60.1, you can file an application for restoring your patent using Form 15. Remember, this has to be done within 18 months from the lapsed date. While you file this application, the controller is looking for explanation which can justify that the failure to pay the renewal fee was unintentional and there hasn't been any undue delay for filing this restoring application. So your statement should justify these two requirements. So as the controller goes over the request that you have provided, controller may find it appropriate or may not find it appropriate. Accordingly, the controller may reject the application and intimate you. So is that the end of the world for you? No. You can reach out to the controller within 1 month requesting for a hearing where you can explain yourself in a better manner. Controllers usually provide such hearing opportunities where you can explain yourself and all the circumstances that led to the situation where you were not able to pay the renewal fee. Post hearing, if the controller is satisfied that the failure to pay was not intentional and there hasn't been any undue delay in reaching out to him for restoring the application, he may allow the application. What does that mean? Your patent is still not stored. Only the application for restoring the patent has been allowed. And such an application gets published. So why is it getting published? It is getting published so that the society or the person interested have the opportunity to object to it, because it is against their interest for your patent to be restored again, isn't it? So what is that opposition process? Let's go over it. So as per section 61, a person interested, 21T, interested, can file a request for opposing the restoration application. Now this has to be filed within 2 months from the publication date of the restoration application. Upon receiving such an opposition notice from the person interested, controller forwards the notice along with the relevant documents to the patentee. Hereinafter, the same to and fro happens between the patentee and the opposition using Rule 57 to 63, where you provide documents, you provide reply, you provide responses, and you provide evidences. We will not discuss it here, but here is the entire timeline of it, where how the to and fro happens. So all such to and fros are always covered under Rule 57 to 63. After the hearing has happened, controller is required to make a decision with regards to whether to accept the application or reject the application. Let's assume the controller accepted the application. Once the controller has accepted the application, the decision is passed on to the patentee, and at that moment, patentee is required to pay all the due renewal fee as well as any penalty that is associated with it. Once the payment is done, the patent will get restored, and such a decision also gets published so that everybody is aware of. So happy times are here again, and the rights are restored. Rights are restored means, so what happened to the rights during the lapse duration? Interesting question. So during the lapsed duration, which is defined as the time period between the point A when the patent got lapsed to the point B where the restoration application was published. So during such time, there are no enforceable rights, and you cannot file any suit against anybody for any infringement activity that happened during the lapse duration. Because the patent was not enforced, there were no rights. So people had all the rights to avail themselves of the invention. Interesting, but the fault lies with the patentee. You should always be diligent with respect to maintaining your patents. So this brings us to the end of this session. We learned how renewal fee needs to be paid diligently year after year or in advance for many years together to keep the patent rights alive. In the next episode, we will discuss about a scenario where you want to surrender your patent. So what are the procedures or timelines or forms associated with such a request or such an activity? So I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care and be good.